Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Nathan Mottee for the Australian Evolutionary Movement with breaking news this morning about the raid on the ABC headquarters by the police over a series of stories known as the Afghan Files. So we're going to get into that and I'm going to read a little bit of the article to you. So we got the stories by the ABC investigative journalists Dan Oakes and Sam Clark revealed allegations of unlawful killings and misconduct by Australian Special Forces in Afghanistan. We're seeing the same kind of treatment happen to these whistleblowers and journalists as we see for Julian Assange as well, which revealed allegations of unlawful killings and misconduct by Australian Special Forces in Afghanistan and were based off hundreds of pages of secret defense documents leaked to the ABC. So they were leaked by David McBride. And David McBride, he is due to appear in the Supreme Court after allegedly leaking the documents to ABC journalists Dan Oakes and Sam Clark. And David McBride could be facing life imprisonment, so which is intense fuggery, as we see by the police state. When I get more into what happened in the second raid on the second journalist, should really shock people. So this is intense that he could be facing life in prison. We see this with the other whistleblower, Julian Assange. Let's have a quick look. The whistleblower at the centre of the federal police raid at the ABC is committed to telling the truth despite facing life imprisonment. So the Australian Federal Police raided the ABC Sydney offices in relation to a story broadcast in 2017 about Australia's elite special forces in Afghanistan and allegations about the unlawful killing of civilians. So it wasn't just that one, there was a second raid to happen at the ABC, but this one was at someone's home. So the second raid by government authorities on journalist Annika Smethurst, her Canberra home was raided. So they raided her for 7 hours over a report she had wrote that was suggesting that the nation's surveillance agency was seeking to broaden its powers to spy on Australian citizens without their knowledge. So she was just suggesting in that article of that, and you just watch how quickly they are to pounce. Once some of the lights turned on, you see the cockroaches start to scatter. So this is Scott Morrison. We'll have a look at this article. So Scott Morrison declined to comment when he was asked about this, but all he said was, it's an ongoing matter for the AFP. They are the best to comment in that matter. And he supports the powers that the agencies have under our laws. So Scott Morrison will just go and he'll just support it without further comment. This just shows the wolf in sheep's clothing as Scott Morrison. We see that he's just had a pay rise for politicians. Australian Federal Police AFP officers spent hours raiding Annika Smethurst's Canberra home, alleging they had been an unauthorised leak of national. Apparently they were looking for her underwear drawer and all that sort of stuff. Just intimidation tactics. And Annika reported on how the Australian Intelligence Agency want more power to monitor emails, bank accounts and text messages of all Australians. These raids signify that it will only be a matter of time until we turn into the same authoritarian direction as China and their social credit system. And if you've heard the latest news with the YouTube purge, another huge crackdown on free speech, when most of the people getting demonetized don't even fit the narrative that they portray him to be in the slightest. as well as conservative bias. This targets free speech in general and anyone that shows us what the government is doing. So we just see from this whole incident, it's just more intimidation tactics. That they want to intimidate us into a submission till eventually all our voices are gone. And we need to stand up for the people willing to speak the truth and help have their voices be heard too. It's a matter of time until they catch onto this channel and ban me too. So I need your support. Like and subscribe for independent media before it's too late and all our voices have been purged. So we need to make a stand and show them we won't be taken advantage of. We really need to just look out for one another. Head over to the Australian Evolutionary Movement YouTube channel and subscribe to this channel to support the work that we're doing here. You can also go to Facebook, the Australian Evolutionary Movement, for some great content and news you won't get anywhere else. Also find my personal Nathan Mottee page on Facebook. I do recommend using alternative platforms like mine's, but you can also find me here.